is clunky. I keep hearing this clunking sound, and I don't know if it's in the road, in my car, just because of where the mount is on my dash. But I apologize if it's clunky. I don't know how to fix that. I still need to adjust my my phone mount a little bit on the dash. I adjusted it on my phone, I think. I think it was my phone. Anyway, so everything I was going to talk about just went out of my head. Cool. I know that I was going to talk a little bit about the fact that it's 26 degrees this morning. I had a little bit of frost on my windshield. Not ready for that. I have my yellow glasses on so that I can see the sides of the road. Even when it starts getting daylight, I keep them on because the filter over my eyes is just so much less strain on my eyes than the dawn light. And I can see clearer on the sides of the road where the deer might be coming from. So I wear them even after the sun has come up until it's, really solid daylight. And then sometimes, even then, depending on how well my eyes are willing to adjust. But boy, I can't praise wearing the yellow glasses enough, and making my driving in the dark less stressful and less strainful on my eyes and my nerves. So, yeah. Let's see if I can think of what the other thing was I was going to talk about. So Friday, an email came out at my job, and they basically, like, the gist of it was that they had to lay people off. In the 3 years I've been there, that's never happened, first of all. Second of all, they weren't really so much layoffs, I think, as they were downsizing. I think the wordage that was used was right-sized. I don't know what that means, but pretty much to me that means downsizing. They just had more staff than they have tasks, I guess. I don't know. But a few of the positions that were eliminated, I kind of understand, even though I don't want those people to be gone. And one of the things that I have always hated about changing jobs is, or even, regular at a job, is getting to know people and liking someone, and then they're just gone because they quit, they get fired, I quit, I get fired, and just having them ripped back out of your life. I've never enjoyed that part of it, and most of these people that were let go, oh yeah, it's definitely the road, by the way, especially through there. Most of these people that were let go, I have worked with almost the whole 3 years that I've been there, and now they're just gone. And to know that they were suddenly, basically broadsided and were left over the weekend trying to, oh shoot, that reminds me of what I forgot to do. We're left trying to, figure out what they were going to do. It really hurts my heart because I've been there, and it sucks. It's a shitty feeling. But it also reminded me that I am getting too comfortable, and I should know better. This job is the longest I've ever held a job. And I think because I've been there for a long time now, I've gotten really complacent, and I was lucky that I was not one of the ones downsized, but I do feel like if there's a second round, that I could be on the chopping block. Absolutely. And so I've gotten too comfortable. A couple of funny things was that my instincts have been just spot on lately. Just synchronicities all over the place, and my gut feelings have been just hair on the back of your neck standing up, spot on. So it started with a post. There was actually a sponsored ad towards a Gemini, which I didn't click on, but I did, like the headline of it basically was like, big changes are coming, hold on, or put your seatbelt on, or something like that. October is bringing big changes. And then I had a week or two ago, I want to say it was about 2 weeks ago, I had this gut instinct that I need to update my resume. Not because of any other, well, I guess I didn't really know the reason at the time, but the reason I gave myself was that, really you should keep your resume updated every year, at least once a year, no matter what, because you don't know what's coming, you don't know what's next, you don't know what's going to happen, and trying to update your resume in a time of stress is going to be less, what's that word? Productive, I guess, than, updating it when you still have a job and you're not scared and you're not worried. So I had that instinct to update my resume. I did kind of update it, not fully. I updated it in, oh goddamn, school bus. I updated it in Indeed partially, but I didn't fully update it. And I was gonna, that was what I forgot, was that I was going to fully update my resume this weekend. And I forgot. I'm pretty sure I have this week. I'm good. So if I can get it done this week, then I'll feel better about it. I don't think they're going to lay off again right away. I think if they lay off again, it's going to be in a couple of weeks, possibly a month-ish. Once they can kind of reevaluate where they're standing with having let go the people they did. Basically what's happening is it's a trickle-down effect from COVID and the economy, is that our customers are getting less orders because people are having to re-evaluate their budgets of what they can afford. So construction jobs are not being purchased. Construction upgrades are not being purchased. Whatever the case is, the workload for our customers has diminished, which then means they order less from us, which means then our workload diminishes. So on top of part shortages because of production issues at some of our suppliers due to COVID, this is the ultimate trickle-down effect from COVID, is that a company that was doing well and was stable now had to lay off, I believe they said 10% of their staff, and we have like 500 people. I could be wrong on the 500, but I know we have at least, I don't think it's 500, because I think we have at least 200 at just our location, the headquarters. But yeah, a big chunk of people. So I'll go back to my synchronicities, by the way, in a minute. But yeah, this is the trickle-down effect that COVID has had, is people in my circle have now lost their livelihoods and their jobs. Minnesota, thankfully, is actually been very job rich since I've been here, so I don't know how much that has changed. I'm assuming it has as well. I don't know to what degree, but I know that prior to COVID, I had zero fear that if I got laid off or let go, that I would have trouble finding another job, no matter what it is. Now, finding a job that would put me in a position similar to what I'm in now, that's a different story. But I think that updating my resume and having somebody that's looking for me find me is going to be more likely than me finding them, because I think because they don't necessarily, most employers don't necessarily advertise for that kind of position. But if worse came to worse and I needed to go back to assembling and wiring panels, then I can do that. I have that skill, I have that knowledge, I have the experience, I have plenty of training experience should I need to be a trainer, and I have lead experience should I need to be a lead. So my opportunities and options since having come to this company have gone from production worker to management level opportunities, and I can apply to anything in between. So, even if I did get laid off, I'm extremely grateful for the experience that I've been able to put on my resume during my time there. I would miss my coworkers greatly. I wouldn't miss the commute. I would hope that if I got something else that I would be closer to home. So yeah, so the synchronicities, I had the instinct to update my resume, and then what was the second post? I don't know if there was a second post, but I'm driving to work Thursday morning, and I don't normally look at license plates. I mean, I randomly will, but that's not something I do. And I'm on my way to work. I haven't even gotten very far, and I noticed the car in front of me has MMM in their license plate. And I was like, huh, okay. Didn't think much of it. Then I got a car that pulls up in front of me, next to me, and they've got 555 in their license plate. I thought, huh, interesting. Then the traffic starts going, and another car comes along, and he's got CCC in his license plate. And I was like, wait, 3 triples in a row? That's really weird. I can see seeing 1 double on my way to work, or triple, I mean. But 3 in a row, that's when my brain goes, ooh, pay attention. There's a message here. So I had screenshotted a page or a picture or an image from Facebook, I don't know, 2 weeks ago. Maybe less, about, triple numbers and what they mean. So I went and looked that up for the 555, and it said changes are coming that will allow for expansion and growth. So again, that could mean 2 things. That could mean that because they laid off, my position can expand and grow. Or it means that I need to update my resume because my job listings are about to expand for where I've worked. So I thought that was interesting. I didn't really find anything significant for MMM and CCC, but I didn't look for very long either. The 555 was pretty much what I needed to hear, and it wasn't surprising, especially after the Facebook post about Geminis, and then my gut instinct about the resume, and then seeing the cars, and then so I see the 555, and then Friday is when they announced that they had laid people off, and people were just gone. They were there that morning, and they were gone that afternoon. So I don't know if that was the changes or if there's more to come, but it was one of those moments where I was like, wow, all these things that led up to that, because it is hard emotionally and mentally. It was pretty stunning. It was a kind of a slap upside the head and a slap in the face and a stab in the heart, to know that those people are now out of my life for the most part, and to know what they probably were feeling and going through. So that very well could have been it, but I'm still on guard for something else more, because I don't want to let my defenses down too soon. I feel like there was more synchronicities, but now I can't think of them. I don't know. There's been quite a few lately that literally were just stunning. can't think of them right now. I really wanted to write them down because they've been just ridiculous lately, and I didn't do that. I need to do that still, so that I can use this as a guide, kind of, you know, getting used to getting those gut feelings and then seeing them play out. Should be building my trust in trusting my gut and acting on it faster, because over and over and over it's so spot on. But that's a hard thing to do because we're so trained from an early age not to believe our own minds. We really are. There's not a lot of people, there's a handful of people, I would assume, that are very confident in their own thoughts and their own decision-making skills. But for the majority of us, from childhood, we have learned not to trust our own thoughts because we made mistakes, or because we made errors, or because we didn't think of something and things went wrong because we didn't plan ahead, whatever the case is. So we learn not to trust our own thoughts and our own instincts. And getting back in touch with that and learning to trust it is it's interesting. Oh, I know what the other one was. I think, did I make a video of that? I don't know. Did I talk? I don't know if I already talked about my giveaway win, where I was on a coin channel and they were doing a giveaway where you like guess a number, and he gave the range of 1 through 40, and I immediately put in my number into the, like, I didn't hit send, but I put it in, waiting for him to say go. And so he turned the camera off and decided what his number was, and as soon as he hit go, I hit send, and I won. So it was like I knew the number before he did, or I sent him the number telepathically. I don't know. It was crazy. So that was another one of those moments where I was like, how did that just happen? That was crazy. It was crazy. I had my number before he had his number, and it was the right number. But those are the little things along the way that tell me that, A, I'm going the right direction. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm on the right path. I'm surrounding myself with people that are okay and good and true. And yeah, that was definitely another one that I was just like, wow. I was blown away by that. I am currently been listening to a lot of audiobooks. Currently listening to Fuck Feelings. I finished what was it called? It's a famous book. The Alchemist. I finished The Alchemist. I'd heard that recommended several times and hadn't come across it really. And then after, I think it was right after the 5-second rule, The Alchemist was there, and so I listened to that. And I listened to the 5-second rule by Mel Robbins, and that was really awesome. And before that, I listened to the 5-second rule. I would absolutely recommend to everybody. It's got a message that can be life-changing. The concept is just spectacular, and it's not going to work for everybody, but I think there's a lot of people out there that can be helped by it. If you haven't already heard her talk about it or read the book, The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins, that's a must. And then after that one, I think I listened to The Psychology of Selling by Brian Tracy. I'm not into sales. God, I hope I'm not headed that way now that I've said that out loud. I do not want to be in sales at all. But I figured there had to be some information in there that I could glean for my repertoire in my brain. And I did learn some stuff for sure. But if I ended up in sales, then I would probably go back to it and listen to it again. I'm still talking about that Tim Ferriss Tools of the Titans. That one's just phenomenal. I don't remember. I feel like there was one in between, but I can't think of it. But any of those I would highly recommend. Fuck Feelings is, I'm finding it interesting. I'm having trouble following it a little bit, but I'm definitely getting some laughs out of it, and maybe just remembering that maybe that's another one of those moments where, when I said I was getting too comfortable, is maybe I'm getting too into my own emotions and too in my own head, because I know the last month, and I know some of it's from like the COVID stress, but I know the last month I've really been struggling at work emotionally. A lot of ranting and a lot of frustration and a lot of anger and questioning of just everything. So maybe, that book came across my path repeatedly until I decided it was time to listen to it, because I need to remember to just pull back on that a little bit. And I definitely need to pull back on that, considering that I could be on the chopping block next. I need to just put my head down and tuck my tail and do my job and go home. No overtime. Well, a little bit of overtime, but not to the extent that I normally try to get. Make sure that I'm staying really focused, and reduce the overtime so that they're not looking at me and wondering, well, why is she always doing overtime? Especially if my coworker, my direct coworker, is not doing overtime, but that's a different situation scenario, but I don't want it to affect any decisions they might have to make. So yeah. Ooh, is that a crow? That was really funny looking. Yeah, I'm sure I had a lot more stories, but I am almost to work, so I am going to... I'm going to stop for this red light that just popped up. I'm going to hit end and publish. So, hope you all have a great day, and be kind to each other, and take care of yourselves, and please be kind to each other. You don't know what other people are going through. I say it all the time. And drink more water. Water's good for you. All right. Bye, y'all.